Welcome back. It's Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. On the Grid with Rob D'Amico. I'm your host. The number's here, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Those are the numbers here. Got a special guest coming up after her fiery crash at Texas, the driver of the number 78 Indycar Series car, and it is Simona de Silvestro. How are you, Simona? And welcome to Race Day on Fox Sports Radio.
Pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, not a problem. First of all, I got to get an update. How is your hand? I know your right hand took some burns, some blisters. Are you all ready to go and get back to racing?
Yeah, pretty much. The blisters are still here. They're almost gone, so I think we're in pretty good shape for Iowa, for sure.
Walk us through. Obviously, we're talking about the big fiery crash. I do have a statement from the IndyCar Series. There's an ongoing investigation on the whole what transpired, because on the show here, we've had a lot of people talking about how it took the guys too long. But I got to give you credit. You got out and said, hey, they were doing a great job. They got me out. One, what was the problem that kept you trapped in the car? And then two, what were your thoughts as that was going on? What was the thought process of, hey, I got to get out of this thing?
Yeah, it was a little bit weird because when I hit the wall, the fire was there, but then, normally it goes away, and that didn't happen in my case. And, I sat down and I kind of told myself not to panic about it, and just took my wheel out and tried to get the headrest out, but it was like the fire was right there, so it was hard to get it out. And I kind of saw the guy come out with the extinguisher, so it was kind of like, oh, I'm sure he's going to start spraying it so I can put my hand out and get out, and that kind of didn't happen. And the other problem, too, was that they kept pulling me kind of to the side, and my feet were stuck down in the tub. So I think that made it go a little bit longer, too. So I a little that didn't go right, but I'm sure we can learn from it, and they can do something better next time if it happens. I hope.
Yeah, no doubt. It was a very scary situation to watch on television. I mean, you had everybody on the edge of their seats like, oh, my gosh, I can't believe this. There's somebody trapped inside this car. And then when they were pulling you out, did you actually get any injuries to your leg? Was there any bruising or anything? Because you were taking some significant pulls trying to get out of that car.
Yeah, the problem is that where you have your legs, it's pretty tight down there, and the dash comes right up. So if somebody pulls you to the side, your legs are just trapped down there.
Well, we're talking to Simona de Silvestro. She's our guest on the line here. Rob D'Amico, Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. I follow you on Twitter, your Facebook stuff. I saw the helmet and the car, the pictures you put up. They are truly amazing. And what was looking at it now and making light of it, obviously, there's a bucket there that's got waste written on the side. And I wrote on there, hey, you're going to need a bigger bucket because that car, there's nothing left of it.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to collect some pieces to take home with me, but I couldn't really find anything that hasn't got burned down. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. It's kind of a shame because, we really worked hard, and that the car, had to take fire, and such a big fire that we have to throw the whole car away. So it's a little bit of a shame, but, we'll jump up again for sure.
Simona de Silvestro, our special guest on the line today. Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. Rob D'Amico. Hey, Simona, let's move gears. Let's switch your popularity in the sport. Obviously, coming in the sport, one of the women that are racing here, Danica Patrick, I'm going to say is the IndyCar princess. But man, you're stealing a lot of that limelight, which is kind of neat to see. Talk about you and her and the popularity you're gaining each and every week. It's pretty neat to watch.
Actually, Danica and I get along pretty well. She's the. So, for sure, I think a lot of people are starting to kind of follow what I'm doing because I think they like what I'm doing out there on the racetrack, and I'm really thankful for that. And I hope my popularity keeps growing for sure.
We're talking to Simona de Silvestro, and it is growing each and every week. I mean, so many people are impressed because you're a road racer. You came from that background. Now you are, with the ovals running these open-wheel cars, doing a great job, adapting well, and I think a lot of people are impressed by that.
Yeah, Texas was only my third oval, and Indy went pretty well for us, and I'm really starting to like the ovals. It's a huge step for me because I'm racing against people who have been doing ovals since a couple of years, but even in Texas we're really moving through the field and going to the front, so I was really enjoying it, and I still am, so I'm really can't wait to go to Iowa and see what we have there.
Let's talk about Iowa. Obviously, a smaller track, and to me, and they put on a great show there. It's a great facility. The fans show up in droves. It's a great place to go racing. I understand why it's on the schedule. Me personally, to watch open wheels on that small of a track, I don't know if it does anything. But Richmond puts on a great show. You'll get probably 2 and 3 wide in some of these corners, and we saw a great race at Texas. But again, Texas, everybody calls that it's crazy because how fast you go and the banking and all that. Iowa, a little bit different, smaller. Obviously, a bunch you guys up a little bit. Talk about Iowa coming up this week.
Yeah, I don't really know how Iowa looks like. I've just seen it on the video. But, I think the bank is pretty similar to Texas, and we saw a lot of good racing there. The track is going to be smaller. So I think it's going to be even better, to be side by side for a long time. I'm sure it's going to be really exciting for the fans and even for us, drivers. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we're talking to Simona de Silvestro. I appreciate you coming on with us, and I got to tell you, a lot of the fans, the open wheel fans, and a lot of race fans, period, are taking notice. Simona de Silvestro on the scene and doing a great job, gaining popularity each and every week. Glad to see you're okay after that crash in Texas. Amazing that you were able to get out of there with just some burns and blisters on your hand. Everything okay. We'll look for you next week at Iowa. I think it's a great opportunity for you. If anything could be changed out of that after that crash, what have you learned? And what you think could be put in place? Because a lot of these series tend to go after what the drivers say and follow their leads on things and stuff that they find in their investigations. What would one thing you'd point to them and say, hey, here's where I think it really could have been a major plus and advantage when getting people out of the car like that?
I think the first thing is that it was a pretty big crash and like the fire was really big, and we see that I only had a couple of blisters, so that means that the fire suit worked really well on the helmet too, and for sure we could have done a few things better, if the fire extinguishers were working, but sometimes it just happens, things don't want to work, and but I'm sure the guys can learn from it and maybe not pull to the side. That could help a little bit. But, at the end, it was a big fire, if like the safety crew also had to get in there and try to get me out with the flames like that. So I'm really thankful for that. But, yeah, for sure, if the fire extinguisher were working, it would have been much faster. And I think we could have saved the car, too. So maybe, we hope they will work more often.
Hey, Tony Kanaan puts you in the Torch Club, a club you don't want to be in, actually. That was pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, he wrote me that, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird club to be in, but I'm glad that I'm kind of in. So, I think maybe it doesn't happen to every driver, but I'm part of a super special club now.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, real quick, how is have everybody, all the drivers, open arms towards you when it comes to welcoming you to the series and hey, here, let's see what you got, and have you gotten any some of these veteran drivers that are out there, have they come up to you and said, hey, man, you're doing a great job out there. Keep it up. This is the way you gain popularity, and soon you'll probably be on this show talking about a victory.
Yeah, pretty much everybody has been pretty open. I could go to the more experienced driver and ask them for advice, especially being a one-car team. Sometimes on the ovals, I didn't really know what to expect. So everybody was pretty helpful, and it's kind of great to be part of such a series where everybody is pretty open and pretty helpful to you.
Simona de Silvestro, our guest on the line. Simona, man, so glad that you're okay. Glad to see you're doing well, gaining popularity each and every week. Follow you on Twitter, friends on Facebook. You got it all. How do we get more information out of you?
I know I have to tweet a little more. I'm not the best at it.
Me neither. I'm not the greatest at it, but I do have fun, and I do have fun following it. And those pictures you put up were absolutely amazing, and I'm going to show these on the show as well as we're talking. But that was something I thought, man, great job on your part, showing the world out there, hey, this is what I went through, and it was very, very dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm also writing a blog for Speed after every race, so pretty much people can look at that. But I'm really hoping that a lot of fans are gonna come to the racetrack and I get to meet them. So we'll see. A couple of people are gonna come up in Iowa for sure.
All right, Simona de Silvestro, the best of luck to you, and I'm telling you, next time you're on this show, hopefully we're talking about a victory.
Perfect. Yeah.